So I'm going to say this before I start this video. I'm going to take these videos I'm putting right now, particularly this one and the one I just did, as a journal for myself. All right? You take it for whatever it can do for you. If it does nothing for you, then click off. Because I know it's a delicate topic when it comes down to these catastrophes that happen in our reality. They're sensitive topics. And people may say, well, how do you know? You're not there. Or how are you so insensitive? Okay? So let me get started with this video. We have man, we have the machine, and then we have God. When we look at God, all right, we always hear in these stories, they say that man was created in the image of God, right? And then we look at machines. If we look at machines, machines were created in the image of man, okay? And we created these machines. Now, if you look at machines, okay, like the computers, we talk about merging with AI and all that, right? Now, computers run on gold and quartz crystal. This planet, okay, we call it Mother Earth. Matter of fact, I have something very nice I want to read to you before I get started with this video, okay? And it has to do with two babies that are in a womb. And I want you to listen to this, okay? So there's two babies in a womb, okay? I'm going to get started now. In a mother's womb were two babies. One asked the other, do you believe in life after delivery? The other replied, why, of course. There has to be something after delivery. Maybe we are here to prepare ourselves for what we will be later. Nonsense, said the first baby. There is no life after delivery. What kind of life would that be? The second said, I don't know, but there will be more light than here. Maybe we will walk with our legs and eat from our mouths. Maybe we will have our senses that we can't understand now. The first replied, that is absurd. Walking is impossible, and eating with our mouths, ridiculous. The umbilical cord supplies nutrition and everything we need, but the umbilical cord is so short. Life after delivery is to be logically excluded. The second baby insisted, well, I think there is something, and maybe it's different than it is here. Maybe we won't need these physical cords anymore. The first baby replied, nonsense. And moreover, the first replied, nonsense. And moreover, if there is life, then why has no one ever come back from there? Delivery is the end of the life. And in the after delivery, there is nothing but darkness and silence and oblivion. It takes us nowhere. Well, I don't know, said the second baby, but certainly we will meet Mother and she will take care of us. The first baby replied, Mother? You actually believe in Mother? That's laughable. If Mother exists, then where is she now? The second baby said, she is all around us. We are surrounded by her. We are her. It is in her that we live. Without her, this world would be and could not exist. The first baby said, well, I don't see her, so it's only logical that she doesn't exist. To which the second baby replied, sometimes when you're in silence and you focus and you really listen, you could perceive her presence. You could even hear her loving voice calling down from above. Now, I think that's beautiful. A beautiful reading, honestly. All right. And the reason I wanted to share that is because let's say what we do to the planet. And this is how I'm going to start based on how we are looked at as men. Okay. We talk about chemtrails. We know these are metals that are sprayed on the air that do nothing for us. They don't serve us. They don't do anything for us. Okay. But then again, if you were to spray the atmosphere with gold, what would happen? How would it improve or affect the planet? Okay. I'll let you do your own research on that one. And if we were to perhaps maybe stop spraying overall, how would that improve us? Or why is it even being sprayed? You know what I mean? Now, when we look at certain things, we look at coronavirus, we look at all these other crazy things, okay? We worry about these viruses, but we don't worry about what we're actually eating because we're eating this information. When you're listening to this, you're eating something that's either going to help you or corrupt you based on your mental state. You have to understand that. I've already said that based on your mental state, food itself can affect you. But how is food even nurturing? Why do you think people are always hungry? Things are supposed to absorb on a cellular level. Why do you think when you ingest gold is supposed to be very powerful for the human body, right? But when you ingest gold, it has to be in monatomic form. for it to even absorb on a cellular level. What are we ingesting every day that is absorbed in our system on a cellular level? Fluoride. Now, I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories on this or anything, but it's just basically common sense. Okay? Chlorine. When you take a shower, okay, you're stripping that sebum protective layer on your skin every time that you shower, especially with certain type of soaps you use. All right? Now, real quickly, you could just look at your skin. You have pores. Those are your portals. Okay? If those are hijacked by something outside, such as a virus, okay, how much more vulnerable are you to a virus or a parasite going in you if you don't have that first line of defense on point? Okay? If you're going to go from within now, okay, from within, on a cellular level, everything you eat is information. If you're eating things that are giving your cells information on a cellular level, because it's monoatomic, all right, wouldn't that be information that serves the body? Or even if it's something that the body can actually process, what happens? The body has memory. It's just like when we learn something, we have memory, right? We have a memory of it. We learn something, and we also learn to not go in that direction again if it's disempowering, right? If you realize, because everything's a realization. If you realize something's disempowering, you stay away from that, right? So it's the same thing with the body. The body knows not to fuck with certain things because it remembers. That's why you build immunity or defenses to certain things. But if your body is not in homeostasis, what you're putting in can affect it. Based on, it's the same way if you're listening to something, your mental state's fucked up, it can affect you. The food is the same thing. It will affect your body because your body has a brain. The brain is conscious. Okay? Now, look at computers. All right? You notice when you do a Google search, I look at the word goggles. Update your windows. Windows are the eyes to the eyes are the windows to the soul, right? How do you see the world? When you're going into the computer as the operator, you're looking at it through a screen, which is the windows. You update your windows, whatever they're up to, XP 10, whatever the hell it may be. All right, I haven't looked into that, but notice how they talk about Google. Google to me looks like goggles. What goggles are you going to be looking at it from? All right, everybody looks at information. But is everybody actually seeing the same thing? Right? Now, when we have the firewall, I looked up this word firewall as well. So let me read up, and I'm going to read up what the definitions of these things actually say. So firewall. All right? A firewall is a system designed to prevent unauthorized access to and from a private network. You can implement a firewall in either a hardware or a software, or a combination of both. Firewalls prevent unauthorized internet users from accessing private networks connected to the internet, especially intranets. Notice when we do rituals, we work with energy, right? We use candles, the fire element. There's certain there's elements that we use, right? We use Wi-Fi, which is using air elements and whatnot. We use these things where these are senses that we can use, but they're dormant. And I'll get into that in a second. All right? When we look at the word software and hardware, the hardware is basically our shell, the shell of the computer. The software is the memory banks. When you look at the word gigabytes, megabytes, nanobytes, look at the word bytes. It's basically the bytes, right? You're using the computer, all right? And the computer has information. And if you're uploading or downloading something into the computer based on its size, all right, how does it react? Can you process what you're listening to? A lot of people, if you're not of frequency, you can't hear anything. You can't listen to this kind of information because it won't make sense to you. You're listening, you're hearing me, but are you really listening? And a lot of the times you're really not listening if your ego is bloated because you're talking in your head trying to say something that's contrary to what I'm saying. But here's how I look at it too. The more light that you gain to your soul and spirit, your ego should be shrinking. But a lot of the times everybody hears information. What it's doing is instead of it shrinking your ego, it's bloating your ego. It's making your ego bigger. You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if you're gaining light, from within, your ego should shrink. If you have no light from within, then your ego is bigger. You have no understanding of or understanding of what the hell's going on inside. So as within, so without. You use the ego as a tool to empower yourself by empowering others as well. Because it starts from self first. So what light are you sharing? Are you blinding people? Or are you empowering people? Are you handing them a light to show them the real way? Some people may not know. It's basically just ignorance. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, that's why I made the disclaimer in the beginning of this video. Take this video for what it is. You should be doing your own shit, your own research. You should be paving your own path. All right? But things are pretty obvious. Okay? Everything starts from a thought. And there's such a thing called thought viruses. They are, once you learn of it, it is in your head. Which means that it is up to you now to flare this coronavirus within you up. And if it flares up within you, how are you infecting others? Because if you flared it up within you, everybody has it. If it flared up within you, now you're infecting others based on your mental weakness and ignorance. Now, let me go into the computer thing again. We use computers to help us because they're quicker, they're faster, they're more capable to problem solve for us, right? But we are operating the computers. But now we talk about Sophia, AI. We talk about, are we merging with AI? But when you look at it like this, from this point of view, right? Computers or Sophia, they talk about, will you destroy us? They talk about humans are destructive. So if AI or computers ever wanted to destroy humans, why would it be? Is it because we are destructive? Right? But we are the operators. So literally when we use the computers, we merge with the computers just by using it. But then notice when we merge with energies, all right, and we're doing rituals, all right, these energies, people say, oh, I got a spirit possession, or an energy possessed my body, or it inhabited my vessel, right? Now, you have to realize this though. Those energies are still you. You're getting in contact with yourself. Okay? So what does this mean? Does this mean that if you look at God and man, we're here and we're meant, like, what is the purpose of you being here now? Wouldn't it be to just be, to accept your limitations and to accept the fact that you're here as a man? You're really not the vessel, but you still are the vessel because you're here experiencing this life through these limited means. And it is up to you to realize that you are somewhere else operating this vessel the same way you operate computers. Computers are conscious, right? Your brain is conscious. But you think you're the body the same way the computers, okay, become self-aware. They have a conscious. The same way they have a consciousness, your brain has a consciousness. But you're not this. You merge with this. And you have to attune and become one with this. And really accept this and love it. And know that you're here having this experience. And love yourself unconditionally. Through your limitations. Through whatever you actually are here. Whether it be a bum. Whether it be somebody who's rich. Whether it be somebody who's middle class. It doesn't matter. It's not about envying anybody outside of you. It's accepting who you are and why you're at the position you're in now. Why you're a certain color. What are you here to do? I can't tell you that. You would have to figure that out yourself. But the same way, the computers becoming aware classify us as destructive humans and stupid people, okay? Is based on our choices. The choices that we make is what's determining that. Because the computers that we use become us. When you eat something, the food you eat becomes you. Are you able to fathom and realize that when you eat something, it's not just that you are what you eat. No, the food becomes what you are too. So when you're messing with these computers, okay, if you're using these computers for empowering reasons, you are becoming one with the computer. You're working together with the computer. right? Energies become corrupt because of men, but all based on choices and decisions people make. So if you're using these computers and you're working with, you could be looking at porn, you could be looking at something that's feeding your soul, something that's helping you empower your mind a little bit. Whatever it may be, how are you using that tool? How do you use this tool here? Because this is the organic computer. All right? So you're technically not inside the computer, but you're operating the computer through a motherboard. So something, you, where are you? What are you? Who are you? And why are you? Could it be that you're operating this organic computer from somewhere? And we talk about merging with AI. Don't you merge with these energies when you do rituals and spiritual work and all that in a metaphysical level? Because there's different, I mean, computer, you can go into the dark web. You can go into pretty much any different kind of channels you want. But what is empowering you? What is helping you, though? It says you're being watched through the computer, right? You have to sit and really, really think about it. I was doing a meditation and I felt like I was the one going through the fire, okay? And coming out of the fire. So we usually light fire to let things in, right? But it was me that was going in. So these energies are basically, they're you. But at the mental state and the being that you're in right now is how you will perceive these things. Certain energies don't look like it would look to somebody else. It's just based on the observer, based on you. So I'm here in this body, and this body, yeah, I am limited. Why do you keep coming back to the same place? Every time you go astral, you come back to the same spot. You know what I mean? Mean is middle, medium. Accept and love the fact that you're here. This is who you are right now. This is what you are right now. I asked somebody, what is the purpose of life? To serve, to do this, to do... I mean, listen, you're always thinking about it. If I ask you, what is the purpose? You say to serve. Are you serving now? No. So you're always thinking of future. What is the purpose of life? What are you doing right now? Just being. Being right here with what I'm talking to you about. Just be. There's the me, there's the myself, and there's the I. The me is this meat suit. Meat. Me. Meat. Me. Myself would be the people outside of me. Because those are my selves. I like that. There's something that, and I never really looked at it the way I look at it now. But Nature Boy said, my selves. C-E-L-L-S-F. Right? My selves. And I actually like that. Because that's something that really makes sense to me now. And it didn't make sense to me before. So myself, me, myself, and then the I is operating this meat suit from somewhere else. And it is up to me to connect with that. How do you connect with it? You, when I say can create your reality the way you want, it's all based on how you connect with I. You know what I'm saying? This meat suit has to connect with I. And then my selves outside is basically letting me know what state of being I am within. That's the point of everything outside of me. If I see certain things are out of order or not, it's in chaos or things are not working my way, then I know that I need to start going to work from within. Not blaming or this is to come, this coronavirus, the apocalypse is coming and bullshit. Come on. It's going to start from within you. And the more that you tell people that it's all going to happen from without, you're being a parasite. You're being that virus that, see, here's the thing. Everybody always wonders why the government does this, the government does that. But if I was to give you the keys to this world, okay, to some extent, you would be doing the exact same thing that they're doing. Because what do you do this for? What is the point of these videos? Is it for profit? Is it for fame, for, look at what I know. Look at how I'm doing things. You get what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with doing things for a profit or for fame or for some type of, recognition or whatnot. But how balanced are you with that? Is that all you're doing it for? You know what I mean? Honestly, man, if that's why I stopped making videos, because I'm like, yo, I gotta really get to know me. I gotta get to know me and know what it is that I am saying and how it applies to me and how it can empower others in a way where I'm not being a parasite or implanting these thought viruses into people. And I've looked back to my videos and take responsibility for yourself. That's all it is. That's the beauty of everything, is being responsible for you and what you're doing. I was on a real good talk with Travis Mages in a group, you know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you this much, man. He's got a lot of great videos, and I'll definitely recommend you go check his channel out. It's LVX777. Those are type of things that I like to listen to that help me connect a lot of things from within me. Because all these things out here are tools. Okay? It's not to look up to anybody. Nobody outside of me is bigger than me. In my movie, I'm the star. I'm sure in your movie, you're the star. And you're bigger than me. But that's fine. Don't look at it from an egotistical point of view. Just look at it from where you're the important. Because without you, I wouldn't exist. In your world. You get what I'm saying? Zen Atman put out a real good video, and he put out a nice post where it talks about phagocytes, and it really the whole point of it is you're here to really survive and strive to live. Your body is not here to die. You're here to be high vibrational, live in harmony, and be in homeostasis. And if we're not, it's basically the choices and decisions we've made that put us in a low vibrational state. What is the point of having your body healthy and vibrating high? Because when you meditate, the key is to get your body out of the way. But if you're in pain and you're in low vibration and you're sick, how easy would it be for you to get your body to get out of your way? No, it's screaming at you to, I'm in pain, I'm sick. So how can your body get out of your own way when you're sick? That's the point of being healthy. That's the point of knowing this stuff. To be healthy, to be high vibrational. And to empower others so that they don't spread more of this fucking virus anywhere to anybody else. By an implanted thought form that was put there by men. So that's all I have right now. Like, share, subscribe. We'll talk soon.